What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the AAL, the Atmospheric Assault Lander. It was manufactured by Sinar Jamis Army Systems, the same company whose fleet line brought us the TIE FO and the TIE SF, and of course is the company that descended from Sinar Fleet Systems, who made all of the TIE fighters for the Empire. At 17.83 meters, or 58.5 feet long, it was 2 Wookiees longer than the T-65 X-Wing, and at 3.72 meters, or just over 12 feet tall, it was about the same height as 2 Senates. This lander was powered by 4 SJAS 210 sublight ion engines, which allowed it to hit a top speed of 900 kilometers per hour or 559 miles per hour, making it nearly twice as fast as the Republic troop transport. This relatively fast speed allowed the First Order to rapidly deploy their troops into critical areas across the battlefield. We see that these ion engines are all powered by the large reactor located at the back of the vehicle, and that the thrusters themselves are protected by these additional curved armor panels. Life support systems are stored right here, and on the bottom side of the vehicle, we see that there are several terrain sensors which could relay data back to command and to the stormtroopers' helmets. It had these large radiator fins in the back to release excess heat, and to make the craft more maneuverable, it had electromagnetic vectoring fins that could direct the thrust by changing the stream of ions. The landing gear would extend from these compartments here. There were more sensors up front, and even a searchlight that, quote, dazzles enemies, and a deflector shield augmenter, which made sure that the front of the ship was protected as well. We can see that the pilot section stuck up out of the top of the vehicle, and this was so that he had a better view of the landing zone. And I would assume that the lack of a chair was just to build character. To provide covering fire as the troops emerged, the lander was equipped with an FZ-0 anti-personnel blaster cannon, with its power pack stored in rows located here. This gave the gunner a 240-degree field of fire, and through communicators in the helmet, he could tell the troopers the location of enemy targets. A feature the clones would have been jealous of is that this cannon could be fired remotely from within the vehicle if they were receiving too much enemy fire. For defensive capabilities, the lander was impervious to small arms fire because they worked in metal over pockets of inert gas, which would absorb the energy produced by plasma rounds. In addition to this, it even had a deflector shield generator, which could protect from hits fired from heavy blaster cannons. If we head inside the vehicle, we see that both the pilot and gunner would ride these small elevators into their positions. Atmospheric ducting made sure heat is vented and air is provided to the troopers, and the walls are lined with weapon racks, which could store the F-11D, FWMB-10, and D-93 incinerator, just to name a few. All in all, the Atmospheric Assault Lander would carry 2 squads of stormtroopers, 20 troops in total, not including the captain, gunner, and the pilot. First Order stormtroopers drilled using these landers constantly, and were said to be able to completely disembark in just 30 seconds. After the craft was clear, the pilot and gunner would call out enemy positions and remain in the area providing covering fire until the threats had been eliminated. This was one of the First Order's most used vehicles, and was involved in the hunt for Luke, and by extension Lor San Tekka and BB-8, which took these things all across the galaxy. So that's it for the First Order Atmospheric Assault Lander. But there are some cool facts and behind the scenes stuff, like the fact that the pilots were actually veteran TIE fighter pilots, but I'm not sure if this was seen as a promotion or a demotion, and this vehicle was inspired by landing craft used during World War II. So that's it for the Atmospheric Assault Lander. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, always use the remote fire option, and the Force will be with you, always.